Hard bears a little bit further exploration and discussion, because in the time that we've seen J.B. Bickerstaff as a coach in the league, be it with Houston or with Memphis, I think that is certainly a characteristic of the teams that he's had the opportunity to coach, is they are really willing to bust their tails.
Well, they buy into what he does.
Wow. That was tough.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you're a bad team, you don't have the personnel, and you just can't. And then the other thing to it is, what does Cleveland have to lose? You know, and all due respect to them, they can play free. But I mean, if you're Dallas, you can't give up this.
No,
and
you can't let them play. The unfortunate thing, to your point, is that the 48 paint points for Cleveland, so the 24 paint baskets as Luka makes his 7-3 of the game.
He's shooting, I tell you.
Zingas, Hardaway loses the ball going up the baseline against the defense of Ricky Rubio. A drive and another slam. And a foul has been called as well. This time, a redo on the free throw for Lauri Markkanen from Finland in his 5th year in the league. Played collegiately for a season at Arizona. Seventh pick in 2017. Luka isoed against Markkanen. He'll drive it. Help defender Jared Allen came to meet him. Sterling Brown with a tough finish inside.
Hadn't seen a lot of that from Sterling, but that's a pretty nifty finish. The SMU product.
Part of more games won than any player in SMU basketball history, with 109 wins. 3 for Markkanen. He's got 20. Cleveland up by 27 points. They have not let up here in the 4th quarter. 1 iota.
It has been a brutal second half, and the first half wasn't good.
Jared Allen.
Push you to shoot a lot of deep threes, if you would, and if you're not making them, they can certainly take advantage of you with their defense.
Markkanen catches inside, and now he's established a new season high with 14-point season high against Washington on Saturday, and averaging 8 points in 13 minutes in the rotation due to injuries over the last 5 games. Denny Smith connects on a 3-pointer for the Mavs. And again, recall that Cleveland playing without Colin Sexton, done for the year. And a couple of other rotation players are out tonight due to injury. Dean Wade and Jetty Osman are unavailable. Looking for another dunk, but it's a tip. I don't know if that was supposed to be giant killer or alley-oop initially.
I think it was a shot initially by Garland, Mark, but that's the story right there. Points in the paint, in my opinion.
It's a pass.
Hold on for Finney Smith. 28 and 14 for him tonight. Could have been more points in the paint, but Rubio missed on the drive. Josh Green runs the floor. A performance like this evening where it wasn't there from an energy standpoint, and a player like Green can open some eyes. A solid performance down the stretch as Burke pulls up and hits.
I thought Trey Burke played extremely well against the Wizards the other night.
Agreed. This first half was awesome.
Was looking forward to Skin interviewing him after a win, but unfortunately Washington edged in rookie rebounds, with Scotty Barnes being #1 and leads rookies in block shots.
Has a 99.5 defensive rating.
Keep your eye on Scotty Barnes with the Raptors. Very gifted player.
Barnes went 4th, 1 pick after Mobley went 3rd. Boban scores.
Out of that, things have come relatively easy for the Cavs.
The night is over for Porzingis, who had 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 blocks. To that point that Hart was making about his block shots. But a sprained right ankle very late in the third quarter.
We hope not. Of course, the way KP has been playing over the last 7-8 games, you would love to have his production on the floor as you go to face a very desperate for wins team in the Pelicans.
They did have a couple of nice wins last week. They
sure
routed Washington. They had a buzzer beater against the Utah Jazz in Utah.
Getting a little healthier as a team.
Brandon Ingram is back. He wasn't here in the game earlier this month. Zion is practicing, but there has been no report that we'll see him in either of these 2 games. There hasn't been a report that we definitely won't either. But stay tuned for that, obviously. Foul called on Reggie Bullock with 3:15 left to play in the game. And free throws for Lamar Stevens.
At the line, Lamar
Stevens played 40 games last year, his 11th appearance of this season. He spent 4 years at Penn State. Averaged 16 points per game in his 4 seasons at Happy Valley. 1 for 2 on the line for Stevens. Cavs were over 500 in road games this year, and that will improve. They'll be 6-4 on the road once this one is over with. And then the Mavs won't be thinking about these guys for a while. Won't see him until March 30th. Bank shot is good.
That's a nice touch from that angle using the glass. Always a high percentage thing.
Lamar Stevens with the basket. Ed Davis has gone into the game, son of former Maverick Terry Davis. Boban with the score. Ed Davis still out there after 12 seasons in the league now, Mark.
He's had a lot of success as a player.
Had some good games against Dallas in the past. Has always been a thorn in the Mavericks side when it comes to offensive rebounding.
Yeah, certainly has. Especially his Utah days, Portland days. Nice.
Trey Burke with a score.
Trey is a natural born bucket getter.
And now Ed Davis, one of those guys that you want on your team when you've got a lot of young guys like Cleveland. He doesn't have to play a lot to still be able to influence a team because of respect and veteran leadership and presence, etc.
Always good to have those kind of guys.
Dylan Windler, drafted in the first round out of Belmont in 2019. Scored by Burke. The Mavs will improve the final margin, but it can't obscure the fact that defensively tonight, Dallas was not dialed in the way they needed to be, especially defending inside against Cleveland, who, as we noted earlier, is flirting with 60 points in the paint.
What are you going to do? You give up that.
You have to be able to match that with something, and unfortunately Dallas could not do that tonight.
They didn't make their shots.
Yeah, poor outside shooting night, poor free throw shooting night too. Tim Hardaway's in here at the end of the game, probably wanting to see something go in.
Yeah, and that's the case. That's the question, beg your pardon, is when the threes aren't going for you, what do? Where do you go for offense? Can you get enough stops? Turn those into buckets.
Ed Davis with the lay-in for Cleveland. A three by Boban, which is what those left here wanted to see.
Yeah, that got him excited.